little snow. We're road tripping.
We are actually doing a mobile podcast.
On the road.
On the road again. So I don't know how this will go with, you know how my driving usually is. If you guys hear a couple of FU losers and stuff like that, it's probably good chances I'm talking about people on the road.
Yeah, like this guy coming up.
Yeah.
So we went down to Laughlin to see the new Joker. Which, despite the negative reviews, I really liked it.
Yeah, I think the only reason why it got negative reviews is it's considered a musical, which there wasn't a whole... I didn't think there was too much music in it.
Yeah,
you know?
I would say it was a good, at least 2/3 dialogue and normal.
Yeah,
movie.
There was like not... I mean, I liked it. I thought it was
yeah, and the musical numbers do kind of play into what's going on in the movie.
Right.
The whole, psychological part of it. But Joaquin Phoenix knocked it out of the park again.
Yeah.
He should get the Oscar again.
At least, he better at least get nominated.
Yeah. And Lady Gaga was really good.
Yeah, Lady Gaga was fantastic.
So, you know what we did mention last week? Kris Kristopherson passed away.
I know. So sad. I loved Kris Kristopherson.
I know. And like everybody was paying tribute, and I wonder if they would consider him like the whole thing. Springsteen came out and endorsed Harris this week, and everybody's just like, after 40 years, I can't believe this. I can't believe Springsteen went woke. I'm like, you haven't been listening to Springsteen the whole time.
Or been paying attention to many fucking election cycles. Not till Donald Trump did you pay attention. Because I'm pretty sure that back in 2012, Bruce Springsteen either sent, I think he just straight up told Mitt Romney no, that he couldn't use. I don't think there was a cease and desist, because I think he asked permission to use Born in the USA.
Yeah, I mean,
Bruce Springsteen said no.
Yeah, I mean, it goes all the way back to Reagan, when Reagan was using Born in the USA.
Yeah.
And, Springsteen said, hey, cut the shit.
Yeah. No, that's probably the reason why he doesn't really play Born in the USA at his U.S. shows anymore.
Yeah, it's
because it's like, Americans don't know what the song means.
But
imagine that.
All the people that were, paying tribute to Kristopherson, they didn't realize that he was really liberal. He was extremely liberal.
Yeah. Remember when he stuck up for Sinead O'Connor?
Yeah.
Because they were booing her?
Yeah, he went up and just whispered in her ear, don't let the bastards keep you down.
Yeah,
And I only think we talked about this one from a couple weeks ago. James Earl Jones passed away.
Yeah, Darth Vader.
Mustafa.
Yeah, Mustafa too. Yeah.
We're like losing all of our childhood heroes.
I know. It means we're getting old.
I know. Oh, shit. So what else happened this week? They're still doing the hurricane relief. And this week, it was all about people coming up, posting this false bullshit that the people in North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, all the affected areas, were only going to get $750, and all the others.
Yeah. They were making it sound like that. They're like, they're only going to get
because there's no money left. There's no money left because we gave it to all the immigrants.
I love all these stupid fucking drama points. It's like, you know what? And then they didn't even listen. So when Harris did her speech about the $750, that's where Fox News cut it off and played that for their morons. It's like, you didn't continue listening to the rest of what she said. You didn't even take it upon yourself to go away from your network and go and listen to it yourself and be like, maybe she actually said more than just that. Like, you didn't even think to do that?
Yeah.
That doesn't ever cross your mind?
And for everybody, the $750 was for immediate needs because they had lost power. It was $750 for groceries.
Immediate needs, stuff like that, yes, that you would immediately need to have.
Baby formula, diapers,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
And then you have to apply for the aid because they're not just going to go out there and hand, here's $10,000 for you, here's $10,000 for you. You have to apply for the grants to get the funding.
To rebuild.
Yeah. And let's be truthful. Bagging on all these immigrants, saying like all the money was stolen. Who most likely is going to build those houses, rebuild those houses?
My guess is going to be they're going to have to find outside workers to do that.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. I mean,
they're not. There's probably going to be some people that maybe have the skills to rebuild themselves. I don't know.
Sure.
But you know.
But I'm
for
talking,
the most part.
I'm talking about, those pickup trucks that got the F. Joe Biden stickers on it and the Trump 2024 stickers that cruise through Home Depot to get their day labor.
Right.
It's just so fucking hypocritical of them to bag on migrants. I'm finding I like Spanish people better. We were at the pool last night, and we met a great bunch of, Spanish people from Mexico.
Yeah.
And they were great. They were nice to us.
Offering us Modelos.
Yeah.
They were super cool.
Yeah, so even one of our county supervisors had posted the $750 thing where he had said, this much went to Ukraine, this much went to Israel, on down the line. And they said, but U.S. citizens only get $750. And so I called him out on it.
MJ, politician's got to be politicking. He's got to be out there politicking.
But generally this guy is smarter than that.
He used to be. I mean, my thing is, I think, now this is just a conspiracy theory I have, but when you go full cult mode, is there some thing that you've got to sign off some of your brains over in order to join? I mean, I'm starting to believe that because he's not the first smart person we've known that just
drinks Kool-Aid.
When they talk sound like a complete dumbass now.
Do you think it was he spent too much in the same room as Gosar and just the stupidity just rubbed
Gosar
off?
sucks the life out of people.
Yeah.
He is kind of like a vampire.
No,
Gosar is like an energy vampire.
No, more like a zombie because it just eats your brain.
Fucking, just suck the life right out of you. Jeez.
Yeah. But the thing is, this supervisor, because I stole his screenshot that he posted, that I just posted, hey, this, local officials and national officials shouldn't be doing this because it's misleading the people. And he posted under mine where he admitted that that's not the only FEMA aid that's going to come. He listed it in the Maui wildfires and said, well, so much billion went to this, and so much billion went to that, so much billion went to that. So I'm like, okay, so you agree that's not just $750. And his point was, well, I think the money should go to our Americans first. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree with that. But it's the way the budget is written.
They're not, okay, but here's the thing with what he's saying. So the money that goes to Ukraine and Israel and whatever else he listed, they're not just going to take that money that they would have given to Ukraine and Israel and just go ahead and give it all to the hurricane people. They're still not going to do that.
Yeah, it's
what the fuck?
It's the way the budget is written, and each department is allotted a certain amount of funds, and then that.
How does he not know that?
He
Being
knows
in government.
that. He knows that.
Okay, then you know what he's doing. I figured this out. Even if the cult of Trump dies, let's let's say, even if Trump loses the election and the cult starts to die, the last fucking place the cult is going to die is in Mojave County, mainly Kingman, where he lives. And it's like, he's got to continue to pander to the cult, because the cult ain't gonna fucking die off right away. I mean, our town is decades behind the rest of the world.
No, we generally are the old west here.
Right.
It's like with the telegram system, how we used to get news. It would always get out to these remote areas last.
The Pony Express.
Yeah. Yeah, like we'll be the last one to know the results of the election.
Yeah, so that's why he's gotta still keep that cult happy. He's gonna be pandering and keeping that cult happy and probably talking about Donald Trump still long after Donald Trump even dies.
Yeah.
He's going to continue.
Yeah, I mean, you already call it. No matter which way it goes, if Trump wins, it was a free and fair election. If he loses, it was stolen. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
That's going to be the narrative. Even though, if Gosar wins the seat on the exact same ballot, Gosar will claim that he won.
Yeah. Clearly his wasn't stolen.
Yeah.
But only for president was it stolen. Makes total sense,
Well, I think it's fucking dangerous for a president to even, or an ex-president, to even go out and spread that lie when Trump himself, during the wildfires, was going to withhold money from California until he realized how many people in Orange County actually voted for him. And then he signed off on it. Or during another hurricane in North Carolina, because the governor was Democratic, he only gave 10% of what the governor had requested.
Right. Because he doesn't want to help Democrats.
So, I guess that's just Trump projecting on what he had done, and he thinks that the Biden administration is going to do the same thing. Or as he says, Harris stole your FEMA money and gave it to immigrants. Where's your proof of that, sir?
That's what I would like to know. That's what I would ask Trump. I'd be like, and where is your proof of this?
Well, and then you have the governors of Georgia and Tennessee coming out and saying this is simply not true.
Right.
We're getting the aid that we need.
Some of us turned down the aid. With example, Georgia said we don't need it right now. Right?
Well, they said we have everything we need.
We have everything.
Then Biden said, well, if you need anything more, just call me.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, we'll do, and these are Republicans working with Democrats. I don't understand what the problem is,
I don't know.
I do understand what the problem is. The problem is a big, giant orange monster. That's what the problem is.
And he's just playing politics. Now, you've been to North Carolina?
No, I've only ever flown into Raleigh, but never.
Okay, but you've been to Iowa and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to South Carolina.
So, have you had to put on the news in those areas? If you're traveling, you don't have satellite. You put on the news, or even around here. You turn on the news, all you get is conservative stations.
I know.
In rural areas.
Yeah.
So imagine you're stuck in your cabin in North Carolina. You can't get out, and you have no power. You just have a battery-powered radio, and you turn on the radio, and all you're hearing is that your government isn't coming to help you. And that's the message that you're getting.
And you're already in a state of fear because you just went through what you went through. So you're already super desperate, and
I mean, that's a fucking really dangerous message to put out there.
They're dangerous people.
And then we have the people that always comment on my Facebook page, who always feel the need to argue, posting shit from AK 500 fucking 47 News, whatever the site was, that the government was confiscating supplies from people that were donating.
The
which
news
is also
is
simply
actually
not
called AK
I'm making up that site. It was AR 500, whatever. It's a it's a QAnon.
I was gonna
Facebook
say,
page
is
or
that
something
what
like
4chan or 8chan has become?
Something like that.
Oh, we gotta get an even better name. Let's involve AR-15s in it somehow.
And it's to the point where FEMA, where they're probably stretched to their max right now. Someone has to sit there and create a page debunking all these falsehoods. No, we're not doing this. No, you're not getting $750.
How exhausting is that person's job?
Yeah.
They've got to just sit there behind their computer screen, rolling their eyes. No, this is not true. No, again, this is not true either. You know.
Well, yeah, but instead of responding to them, they probably have to go. Well, let's just create a page on our on the FEMA thing to debunk all these myths.
Right.
But it doesn't matter to these people, because while all this was going on this week and we're texting back and forth, I just would do a simple Google search. Is this true? And the answer is right there. You know, fucking the people that just fucking go, oh, I see something that fucking our county supervisor posted, and they take it for the truth without even looking into it at all.
But some of it, though, is people are going to believe what they want to believe. That's where we're at now in life. You know, they're not going to believe what they, sometimes even if they look stuff up, they don't care. They still want to believe what they want to believe.
Right.
You know?
They want to get their narrative around.
Yeah, it's like, or they want to spin it into somehow coming back to at least being close enough to what they originally wanted to believe. Right,
because the $750, that's not a lie. Now, you're not giving out the complete information, but that's not exactly a lie.
Right.
You know, there's a little bit of truth to that.
Yeah. But to sit there and say that that's all they're going to get, and then they're giving the money to illegals or whatever, is like, okay, there you go, starting to put your lies in there again. I mean, instead of just telling the truth.
Speaking of which, we just went past that Great American Trump Pizza place. I wonder how much they spent to change that shipping container to fuck Kamala.
But yeah, they've got it now saying fuck Kamala instead of fuck Biden.
I wonder what they're going to do with all that shit.
The one that I find the silliest is how they have the fuck China. But it's like, if you go in there and look at the goods that they sell, like, all the labels say made in China. Like, isn't that hilarious? And they're funny, too. They're funny there. All right. Oh, another thing I want to mention is we have been informed that something we put out there was false, and so we would like to correct that.
Yeah, so because we're talking about the truth, right?
Yes,
Reality.
And we are now, anything this person ever tells us again, we are going to have to research it before we put it out there. This is ridiculous.
So by our research, as far as we could tell, when we said like somebody had been assaulted in Walmart parking lot for having the Harrison sticker, that was false information.
I don't know why somebody felt the need to exaggerate it more than what happened.
Now,
the person did not get assaulted.
Now, it sounded plausible, right? Knowing where we live, it sounded like that could happen. Ultimately, that's bad on me for not researching that further before we said something.
Well, the only way you found out was, like, so you met the person that it had supposedly happened to, and she informed you, no, that's not what happened. Yeah. So we didn't know this person. We were going off of what somebody who's one of her friends said that this happened to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that means with, like all media, we could do better in our fact-finding before we say something.
Well, we are going to do better. We're not going to go so far as just putting stuff out there that someone tells us, comes to and tells us.
Yeah.
Especially when it's a horrible incident that they had made made up to tell. Like,
Yeah.
you made that up on purpose to make the situation look more dire or worse, but it's not even true.
Now, I'm sure there was probably like almost anything, there was probably a fraction of truth. Like maybe somebody said something or like that.
Yeah, there was probably maybe some verbal harassment, but that was maybe it, you know?
So
There was no physical harm done.
So I guess we were guilty of what all media does. We jumped on the story and we reported it before we knew the facts.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
I'm so pissed that, you know, that we participated.
Yeah, because we, for the most part, we give our opinions, but we do not like to speak mistruths or give out misinformation.
Yes. Yes, most of what we say is our opinions, though.
Yeah.
And so, hitting on another point, one of your Facebook friends seems to think that we gaslight.
Yeah.
Now, last time I checked, the definition of the word gaslighting is a person who tells you that you only need like them, and they basically know what's best for you. You know, you don't need other outside people telling you anything. You know, they're the best. When have we ever done that? Haven't we always told people to go do their own research?
Yeah, I think,
and look shit up.
I think we will say many times that these
Don't believe us.
These are
Go
opinions.
Look.
And then when we do state something with some statistics, we usually give our sources on where we found that.
Yeah. When I talked about my trip going to the border towns, what did I say? Don't even believe me, though. Don't believe what I'm coming back and telling you. You have working eyeballs, go look for yourself. Use your own eyeballs. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. How are we gaslighters?
I don't know.
We don't sit there and tell people we're the only news you'll ever need. You know who does do a lot of that stuff, though? I'm the greatest. I've been told by people that I am really fantastic.
People are saying.
People are saying it everywhere. How great I am. How many things I do right.
How are you so smart? No one else has thought about this.
No one else has ever been this smart before.
I know more than the generals.
We're really, really, really great. I mean, it's really fantastic if you think about it.
Everyone is saying.
Just fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, and the other comment was if underneath the government's taking the supplies, they made the comment like, yeah, well, if you believe Harris, you're indoctrinated. All right.
Oh, okay.
Give me the definition of that word.
Actually, we should look it up. I can't. I'm driving right
now.
But
I don't know. Indoctrinated. That's almost like brainwashed, right?
Yeah, it goes along with brainwash. I mean, I'm sure it has its own kind of...
Yeah, it has its own definition on it. Besides, you know...
We should have looked that up before we...
You know, we'll get to that and stuff like that. Okay, well, Snow, according to the Oxford Language Dictionary, indoctrination means the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically.
Right. Indoctrination is kind of like what cults do. And I know your friend has a real problem with us calling the MAGA movement a cult, but what else is it then?
But,
by definition, it fits that.
Well, to be fair, he says that he doesn't support Trump.
Then why are you so ass hurt anytime we make a comment on him? Then why does it hurt you to your core as a human being then? Because, I mean, You're sitting there calling us all these names. But will you go ahead and read the definition for gaslighting too?
Okay, but
Make sure.
just another point on indoctrination. To accept a set of beliefs uncritically. Now, what we just said, we said do your own research.
And uncritically means without using critical thinking.
Yeah.
You're accepting things.
Yeah.
Without being like, I don't know, does this sound 100% like something I want to get on board with? Maybe I should look at other perspectives
Which
too.
is what I do. Whenever I hear something
Yeah.
kooky, I'm like, here, let me research this.
Yeah, whenever we hear shit from our own side, that's like, I'm like, there's no way. Minus the story that somebody gave us about the assault
Well, yeah, but and then
at Walmart.
But with that, I spoke first and did the research afterwards, which was my bad.
Yeah, and what were we should we now, when we hear stuff like that, are we to go on to Mojave County police records and look up stuff? Of course, she sat there and said that there was no police report taken, right? So how would you even research something like that? No, we found out because we actually talked to the real person that was supposedly involved in it.
Okay, so gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse or manipulation in which the abuser attempts to sow self-doubt and confusion into their victim's mind. When do we do that? When have we ever done that?
I don't know.
I mean, unless you think psychological abuse is listening to our podcast, which
Maybe
fair
that's
enough.
what he's talking about. Okay.
Maybe fair
well,
enough.
yeah.
Fair enough.
For some people, I suppose it would be. Maybe because you're not going to like, God, dude, really, I thought you were getting over. Sorry, here's another one of the driving complaints. They had their blinker on.
You'll see a few right through this search.
They had now they're getting over.
Yeah.
They had their blinker on, slammed on their brakes instead. Now they're over. Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know, gaslighting, that's more of a cultish behavior, where, believe what I say. And
Right, because what you're doing is you're casting self-doubt and psychological thing to make the person feel like you are the only one who can help them, though. You're the only one who would tell them the truth and whatnot.
Nobody knows it better than me.
Right. How
many times have you heard this? Only I can fix the economy.
I don't know. Maybe your friend can come on, since they're such an expert in psychological, the topic of psychology. Maybe they should come on and teach us about psychology then. Huh?
Yeah.
What do you say? What do you say, buddy?
Yeah, as long as he agrees to the terms of looking up the words before he comes on.
Right. I mean, can he at least agree with us that, is he allowed to agree with us by his own gaslighter? Is he allowed to agree with us that Trump is definitely a narcissist?
Yeah.
I mean, because Mary Trump will say that, and guess what Mary Trump is? Mary Trump is a psychologist, okay? Who has talked about the diagnosis of her uncle, okay? Written books about it.
Well, I mean, we do have a big mental health issue in this country, by far.
Obviously.
Otherwise, this election wouldn't be this close.
Oh, yeah. It shouldn't even be this close.
Yeah, but...
I mean, it is scary.
Oktoberfest. You wouldn't know it's Oktoberfest by how hot it is outside.
No, you would think like it was August Fest.
Yeah. But hey, climate change, and what's that?
I know. I'm surprised the racist flag shop doesn't sell something about
Biden is not my...
Climate change is a hoax.
Biden is not my president. We can get a Biden is not my president sign. But Harris sure will be.
I know. Like, Well, I'm sure they'll just switch it to that, you know. What's he gonna do with all those flags? That's probably why he's advertising it. He's like, clearance special, guys.
Yes.
50% off your Biden is not my president flags.
Oh, yeah, that's a story for another day, that man. Okay, well, so now we've made it almost home. So, I think we covered the points that we wanted to cover this week. And we have some exciting episodes coming up.
Yes, we do.
For the next few weeks. I think we'll shift gears next week and not talk about the election.
That will be nice and refreshing.
Yes. We have some research to do. We have to read a book, so
I know, that has nothing to do with politics.
Alright.
And it's good so far.
So we won't be gaslighting you next week.
Yeah, we won't be causing you psychological trauma next week. We'll save that for future weeks.
And the only trauma here is just listening to us. But all right, everybody, we will talk to you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.